How's it going, everybody? Mark here, and lately I've been seeing a lot of people I play with struggle with one of the most fundamental parts of the game that can help you save strokes, and that is chipping. Whether that be duffing chips or sculling the ball across the green, I think I have a few tips on how you can start making better contact and leaving yourself with a better chance for an up and down. So let's get into those right now. So before we get into videos of a few chips I hit, I wanted to show you all a still image of my chipping starting position. So you can see I'm standing about 2 club heads length away from the ball with my feet pretty close together. This is a big issue I see on the course. People keep their full swing stance with their feet spread out wide while chipping. This only really leads to a myriad of issues with contact, tempo, and rhythm. So you really want to have a tight stance to help keep the club head stable on these short shots. Again, we're not hitting 100-yard shots here. We're chipping from green side rough, close to the fairway. So I recommend really no more than a club head's length between your feet while chipping. Now, second, I also wanted to highlight where my hands are at. They are gripped pretty down on the grip for finesse, and they are pretty tight to my thigh. I like to think of this as some sort of pendulum with the connection between my upper body and my hands, where everything is really working as one unit. And then it also helps to have the toe of the club on the ground as opposed to heel side up. Again, this helps with contact and rhythm throughout the chip. So I'll go ahead and play a chip here of me down the line. And really the first tip I have for you is keeping your weight on your lead foot. This really helps control the low point, ball first contact, and also being able to fully rotate through the chip. You can almost see this a little better from the face-on view. Notice how there's no sway to my trail side and all the pressure is stabilized on my lead side. The second tip I have is about something that I mentioned earlier in the video, and that was using your big muscles. This means rotating with your core and your shoulders to complete the chip shot, as opposed to rotating your forearms, hinging your wrists, both of which create all sorts of phase control and contact issues while in the chipping motion. I like to almost imagine as if I'm putting, especially on the shorter chip shots. It really allows the club loft and the bounce of the club to do all the work. You can see in my takeaway and backswing that the triangle of my arms and club shaft are all in a straight line. There is no flexing or hinging of the wrists, and this really helps promote proper club path and a stabilized club face through impact. Looking at one more shot down the line, the third tip I have for you is keeping the club head outside of your hands on the way back and on the way through. Duffing a chip really either comes from leaving your weight on your back foot through contact, or coming from too far inside the target line and bottoming out before the ball, almost like you're trying to draw a chip shot. You might have seen on a few of my shots so far that my club head is more directly in line with my hands as opposed to outside my hands, and this really has been one of the focal points of what I've been trying to work on this year, trying to keep that club head outside of my hands for a more reliable and consistent contact. Now looking at this follow-through image, I highlighted the club head with a white dot. You can see that it is well outside my hands, almost like you can put the grip of the club in your front pocket after finishing the shot. Now to recap, we talked about what the setup and stance should be when you approach a chip shot, and then also talked about 3 major tips that you can take to the course. Those being, number 1, keeping your weight on your lead foot. This is throughout the entirety of the chip shot. Number 2, using your big muscles, and this primarily means rotating with your core and shoulders and not by flexing or hinging your wrists through contact. And then number 3, we covered keeping the club head outside your hands for a more consistent club path throughout the shot. As a bonus tip, I also kind of want to reiterate that all 3 of these things really cover the low point of the club and making sure that the low point is after the ball, promoting ball first contact, and really eliminating any kind of thin chips that go flying across the green, or duffing a chip shot and leaving it 10 yards short. So go ahead, give these a shot on the course. Let me know what you think. And thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and throw it a like, and comment down below what you would like me to cover next. As always, get them straight.